Hello, we're in Malta. We're doing a OVERMANTEL mirror. OVERMANTEL means over a fireplace, over a mantelpiece, over a chimney piece. And you were pushed in Victorian Britain to find a fireplace without an OVERMANTEL. And that would be the same in the Georgian era. Georgian eras before that as well. So what we have here is a English OVERMANTEL. It could be French, but I think it's English. The back is pine boards. It's not plywood, it's not block board. It is cut Victorian pine in planks, bevelled off, beautiful, completely original. The original hanging hook is missing. It needs a very good hanging hook, or hooks, because it's extremely heavy, and you cannot rely on one piece of wood to hold it any longer. You have to put really strong support in. If it's standing on a mantelpiece, it's going to be safe, of course. These often get hung without any support, so be careful. It is pine with gesso. So here you've got a board with a sunburst. Now it doesn't look, it does look like plywood because you have some deterioration and you have the actual sunburst, but it's not plywood. It is wood with gesso with grooves called sgraffito. And that's a nice feature. You have a ribbon, you have a garland, that's moulded gesso, it's not carved wood. You've got panels with classical Greek goddesses, dances. I think it's Greek. There's a falconer, there's a tree, there's a tomb. I don't know what the figures are. A lady with a harp. Is it a harpist? I'm not sure. Lady with a harp or a lyre. Actually, it's a lyre. L-Y-R-E. On a cloud, you have columns. I think they're ionic columns. You have I can't remember the name of the plant. You have fluted columns. You have a sort of egg and dart, acanthusy sort of frieze at the bottom. That looks quite French, that there. That's why I'm hesitant about saying it's English. You have these Georgian balls. You have these classical columns of semi-Athenion. So dating it's fairly difficult. I think it's going to be 1820, 30, 40. It's very possibly a bit earlier. You will find these described as Regency. I think it's very, very, very possibly late 18th century, but I think it's very, very much more likely to be early 19th century. I don't think it's Victorian. So the condition, the glass is deteriorated, the silvering, it's not broken as such or chipped. These side panels are bevelled. This is convex, meaning it's bending outwards, not concave, it's convex. The gold finish is water gilded gold leaf, real gold leaf. I can see here there's a panel of leaf where there's an overlap. So it's definitely was gold leaf. I can see here the squares where again there's overlap. I think this likely over time to have been varnished, gone muddy, it's lost the goldness. It's been probably topped up with gold paint. I think here there's some gold paint. It's been, as I say, refreshed with shellac, which gives it a short-term shine. It's been refreshed, I think, with bits of gold paint. It's not any longer 100% gold leaf. Now at the moment these go on the, if you look at the first dibs in England or selling antiques, you'll find that what they're doing is they're painting these bits of relief in black. I don't recall when I was younger seeing a lot of this sort of Regency type stuff where the raised relief sections were painted black. I think what's happened is it's trendy and it's cheap. And if you can imagine the balls painted black, and the columns in black, and the garland in black, and those columns, the rest in gold, you can see a very good effect. It looks empire-ish, looks sort of Russian, or it looks federal. It's got certainly Regency, but as I say, not necessarily with the black. So you can see what they're trying to do. To burnish plaster is difficult, it breaks. To burnish flat gesso is easy. So I think that what they're doing on the internet now with these restored antiques is they've got the gold leafing it, the whole thing. They're burnishing the flat areas And with these overmantels, as I say, I've seen them using black paint to paint the relief. It's a bit like, this is a bit like the white bits you get on blue Jasper Wedgwood. It's that sort of classical thing. So it's not one of the earliest ones. It's not an Edwardian one. It's not a Victorian one. It sits in the Regency era, or later Regency, William IV, very possibly early Victorian, but I don't think it is. The back is very reassuring. If I'd seen plywood on the back, I would be saying it's Victorian, but it's not. The garland is limiting its age. If that was plain and didn't have it, or had a simpler form of border, I would be saying it was earlier than the same. But this garland is bringing the date back to an earlier time. Little balls, there's a name for this type of beading, I can't think of what it is. The side, some hanging hooks on the side. I think to restore it, it's desperately expensive. You have to regild that is going to cost a lot of money, and it's going to be quite difficult, as I say, because you have cracks to fill. You're going to be burnishing plaster. I think if you get away with just leaving it, that would be the best way to go. There are some areas of gesso showing which can be coloured, and I think you'll get away with it. These are selling at the moment for high prices. They're not reproducing that particular shape. You will find this is a formulaic shape. It is a sort of triple seam with a frieze. Again, a very classical shape. Okay, I hope I've given you the flavour of it. I might just take the camera up to it to show you in detail the quality. Another different view as well. So, as I say, this is in Malta. This is for collection in Malta. So, if you want to buy it, you need to arrange your own collection. Thanks very much.